Brennan, Area Director, Northeast Volusia County. Mr. Gerald Crum, Assistant Superintendent of Support Services. Thank you. Reverend August Sordillo, Rector, St. James Episcopal Church. Mrs. Carolyn Harkey, Assistant Principal, Seabreeze High School. Mr. William Ross, Jr., School Board Member, District 3. Mrs. Ann McFall, School Board Member, District 5. Mrs. Melissa White, Assistant Principal, Seabreeze High School. Thank you. Mr. William Pickard, Jr., Associate Superintendent for Administration. And Mr. William Hall, Assistant Superintendent of Curriculum and Instruction. Thank you.
At this time, I'd like to introduce the student speakers, the most outstanding three young people we have in our student body as it relates to academics and leadership. First, we have the President of the Student Council, Ms. Christy Levy.
Forever Young. Our class chose this song by Alphaville to represent us. No worries. During our formative years, we had our parents to guide us, to help us, and to protect us. We've worked so hard to be sitting where we are today, preparing ourselves for the next stage of our lives, whether it's a job, the service, or college, beginning to form ideas and laying foundations on what we believe. The accomplishments that this class has made are incredible. Watching our peers awarded for academics, citizenship, and talent, we've all worked so hard, and I want to congratulate each and every one of you. Forever young. We had very few responsibilities or cares as we ran free with our friends. Always energetic, laughing, and thinking there's no limit to life. Our class had a special bond that was really unique. We had our cliques. That was only normal. We always blended together in some way, shape, or form. For example, the senior homecoming float this year. Everyone's nerves were on edge, and we were tired. I really expected someone to lose his temper, but no one did. All the excitement from homecoming brought out kind words from everyone. I feel we had a good time, and that this memory will be cherished forever. To quote Toby Wood in her poem, The Best of Friends, a sort of dependence each of us had. We weren't let down, nor ever made sad. And with this, we grew up not apart, becoming much stronger and wiser in a sort. As youth, we feel immortal and creative. Anything can be done with no stopping us. Our goal, however, is to become responsible adults. The music today explains a lot of our fears. Pink Floyd once sang, "A sole intention that's learning to fly, condition grounded, but determined to try. Can't keep my eyes from the circling skies, tongue-tied and twisted, just an earthbound misfit, I feel at this point in our lives, we're torn between two emotions. Part of us wants to learn to fly, the other wants to remain a child. We're feeling excitement just as we're feeling emptiness. Phil Collins wrote a song about moving on. He explained that there's life across the tracks. It's really not surprising. It gets better when we get there. Soon that emptiness will be filled when we realize what our next stage of life will be. Well, here we are, still forever young, but ready to take the next step. Let us die young or let us live forever. I'd rather live. Let's take the momentum that we have and carry it into our adulthood. Browning once said, "A man's reach should exceed his grasp, or what's a heaven for?" We can stay young by using our youth and creativity to reach the heavens, forever young.
Some of us are finally escaping from the clutches of our modern American educational system, while most of us have chosen the path to persevere in our schooling. Whichever case, the gloomy prospects of the real world are overwhelming most of us right now. There will be no more jovial frolicking about the Howard Halls of Seabury Senior High School. There are going to be no more pass-fail grades, but only the most serious standards of success and failure. The years are going to pass and the majority of our lives will stabilize. We'll each have our families and children going to school as we once did. We're going to age. Our physical youth will be gone as our youth is now. Yet there is always the capability to be young in the human persona. As we are young, and I am the youngest, the process of aging has not overwhelmed us yet. But my observations of others is that one can hold on to life with a passion at any age, under any circumstance. Some of us are going to be working in fast food restaurants in the years to come. A few of us are going to be building those restaurants, while others among us are going to be basking in the glory of lively returns in the future. Undoubtedly, however, we will all age. Yet we all can stay young, and that the concept of youth is all one's attitude towards life. George Burns, the modern American guru on aging, stated plainly, "I'm in favor of thinking young." In my experience, there is youth where there is growth, not only physical, but emotional and intellectual also. Old age occurs where there is a stagnation in growth, not only physical, but emotional and intellectual also. If one is learning, gaining an experience, then he is young. If one accepts the way he is and simply decides to live with it unchanged, he is old. Growth is the key to youth. Henry Ford, a man whose purse never stopped growing, summed up this concept most eloquently. Anyone who stops learning is old. Anyone who keeps on learning not only remains young, but becomes constantly more valuable, regardless of physical capacity. Some of the greatest works of men have been composed by men of many years. Michelangelo was still painting the ceilings of chapels on his back well into his 80s. One must be reminded of the man who runs our nation, Ronald Reagan, is well into his 70s. These men continue to expand their horizons at an elderly age. They maintain their creativity throughout their lives and refuse to give up on new conventions and new ideas. These senior citizens were old, yet fresh and young. George Burns, Michelangelo, Ronald Reagan, and Henry Ford must all agree that the key to never aging is to think young. The future is uncertain for most of us, including me. However, I am certain no matter how many years in the future, I will always be young in my eyes. The concept of youth is entirely unrelated to time. One must constantly keep growing and learning to be young, and the opportunity to do so is always there. Henceforth, all of us can be forever young.
Faculty, honored guests. It's important that we recognize the historical accomplishments of this senior class. What I mean by that is, once in a lifetime, once in the history of the school. This class provided the nucleus that brought an all-sports championship athletically from the five-star conference. This class of '88 provided the leadership in producing one of our most outstanding musicals, West Side Story. The class of '88 was primarily responsible for Seabury High School becoming Volusia County's only meritorious high school. And this great senior class provided the leadership that brought local, state, and national acclaim for academic excellence. So they are different. They are outstanding. They are what we consider the finest academic body in Volusia County. The class of '88 has asked that we honor these outstanding achievements with a formal and dignified commencement exercise. They're challenging this audience to act as they act. to set an example as they will sit, as you see. Be reverent in making this a dignified and formal commencement exercise. Therefore, we are asking each member of this audience to withhold their applause, to not speak loudly, and to not whistle, and cause our youngsters not to be recognized properly. But we're asking you to show the excellence that this class has shown and to not applaud until all graduates have received their diplomas. Thank you.
Maria Navarro. Christy A. Liebelt. Terry J. Meyerson, summa cum laude, class valedictorian. Kelly L. Allman. Michelle Renee Avis. Shauna J. Bailey. Mason Garrett Hall. Hoyt L. Ballard. Nicole Jill Banker. Contessa Lynn Barnett. Jeffrey Mary Megan Cartledge. Caitlin Heather Casey. Diane Cage. Gregory Eugene Satera. James C. Shimoleski. Arnesia Lestine Clark. Lisa A. Clark. Don V. Cody Jr. Ivory C. Coffey. Susan Laurel Comino. Colleen A. Connor. Carolyn May Connor. Daniel T. Cook. Charles Anthony Coons. Tori Lisa Fordor. David A. Cromartie. Robert E. Culver. David P. Curry. Wayne Lee Danner, Jr. Jennifer Ann Dean. Mark DiLorenzo. Alan Gardner Damaris. Thomas E. DeSimone, Jr. Claire Montgomery DeVigny. Greg LeBron Dew. John Carlton Dew. Fred William Deal. Christopher Todd Dixon. Al Frazier. Charles Allen Freeman. Benjamin D. Fricky. Gabriel J. Froyo. Lisa Marie Fulton. Patricia Buncheon. Kevin Edward Gaines. Sonia Denise Galloway. Angela M. Gamble. Samuel Maurice Gaskins. Scott B. Gaston. Annette Girardi. Susanna Juliette Gibbs, magna cum laude.